June snuck up on me so fast. I'm looking around and it's like a quarter over with already, and I still haven't done my May Faves and Fails. So I'm going to rectify that today. We're going to do the May Faves and Fails, the things that I tried throughout the month of May that really made a big hit with me, and a couple and a half of fails for you for May. I am so glad that you stopped by today. If you're new here and you like what you see today, I really hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel and ringing the notification bell too, so you can get a notification whenever I do an upload. Also, if you can like the video and share it with those who you think might like it. And if you'd like to follow me on my other social media accounts, I would love that too. I'm active on TikTok and on Instagram. Now, let's get into what worked and what didn't in the month of May. And I'm starting off with a couple hair products, and these are from the Hair Lab by Strand. You can get these at Walmart, and you can also get them on their website, which I'll link in the description box below for you. And I tried these on a whim because each one of these, the conditioner and the shampoo, you customize to your hair. You buy the base, the shampoo or the conditioner, and I have the moisturizing shampoo and the moisturizing conditioner. I think these are like $10 each. And then you buy the things to put in them, which customizes them to what your hair needs. And for mine, I've got anti-frizz, anti-breakage, and anti-brass. And each one of those comes in a little vial. You buy it separate. I think they're right around $3 each. And then you just pour them in with a little dropper. You've got one for the shampoo, one for the conditioner. Then you shake them up real good. And then you have your customized shampoo and conditioner that's for your hair type. Since I have been using this, my hair is so much softer. I've noticed the frizz is not as bad. I mean, I haven't been using them that long yet, but I do notice that the frizz is not as bad as it was. Also, the anti-breakage, I've not noticed as much hair breakage since I have been using these. I really like them. I am incredibly impressed with them, especially because they are so affordable. They're easy to find at Walmart. You can go on their website, take the quiz to find out which of the little vials you might need to put into your shampoo and conditioner, and then you can go buy them at Walmart, or if your Walmart doesn't carry them, you can buy them on the website. But they are affordable, and from what I have seen after using it for the past month, these really do work. So they ended up being a big favorite for me in May. My next favorite is kind of surprising to me because I had tried this product a year or two ago and I didn't like it. But come to find out, I wasn't using it correctly. I didn't get it ready to go by using it correctly the first several times, and then of course it didn't work well after that because I didn't, prime the pump, so to speak. And it's the Stands Out Makeup Sponge. Yes, mine is dirty. I washed it recently, but I use this. I use this almost every time I put my foundation on, and a little blush too. This is a stain. But I tried it again. They reached out to me and they sent this to me and said, would you be willing to try our Stands Out Makeup Sponge? I said, I'll try. And then I actually followed it to the letter. You get it wet the first 2 or 3 times that you use it, and then apply your makeup as normally with it damp, and then you don't have to wet it again until you wash it. And it's beautiful. It gives me such a smooth, even skin-like finish no matter which of my foundations that I'm using. I've only found one that doesn't really like to be put on with the Stands Out sponge, and that's the Il Makiage Woke Up Like This foundation, but I just put it on with a brush. Everything else has gone on beautifully. I have used it for blush, as you can see. I've used it for my contour, for my cream bronzer. It's wonderful. I adore this product, and like I said, I use it almost every time that I put on my foundation. I'm just really kicking myself that I didn't do the right thing with this little memory foam sponge a couple of years ago, and I could have been using it this whole time, but I did it wrong. I gave up on it through my own user error, and thanks to Stands Out for sending me one so I could try it again, because this has turned out to be I guess, my favorite way to apply foundation. My next two favorites for May are both blushes, and they were both new to me, so I ended up with two really wonderful blush products, and I found them both in the same month, so that was kind of cool. The first one is this liquid blush, and this is from Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is the Plush Blush. I have mine in the shade Plush Ballet. I am so impressed with this liquid blush. The smallest little bit goes such a long way. The blendability of this is just absolutely gorgeous. It just sort of sinks into the skin, and it makes you look like you have that beautiful color that just radiates from within. And like I said, you use so little that this tube is going to last a long time. I keep meaning to go back to Ulta and get some more shades, and I'm going to do that because I have loved this in Plush Ballet so much that I do want the other shades. I don't know what kind of formulation at Jaclyn Cosmetics they used for this, but they hit it out of the park. This is a wonderful product and has quickly become one of my favorite blushes. Plus, they say that this is a blurring cheek tint. Does it blur? I think it does a little bit. So there's an extra added bonus for this wonderful product. The next blush that I fell in love with in the month of May is the Cheek Freak Blush Balm from the brand About Face. And I have mine in the shade Champagne Room. I had never heard of About Face. Now, okay, I take that back. A woman that I follow on TikTok had mentioned it, and I remembered that she liked it, but it went totally out of my head. I mean, if I don't write something down, I don't remember it for 5 minutes, and About Face, unfortunately, was one of those. But I did come across it on a display in Ulta, and I was really intrigued by this product. It is so soft, it is so pigmented, and it blends out so beautifully on the skin. Now, of course, it is not a liquid like the Jaclyn. This is a balm, so it's a little bit thicker. The consistency is, of course, different. But the way it behaves is a lot the same. It does. It sinks into the skin. This is what I have on today. I'm wearing Champagne Room on my cheeks today. And I put mine on with my finger. I just, get a little bit out of my finger. I pat it in, and then I just blend it in with my fingers, with the warmth of my fingers into my skin. And it behaves beautifully. It lasts all day. This is not one of those that's, going to fade away on you and you're going to be stuck, with nothing. This one lasts. So I'm really, really eager to try more products from About Face now because their blush just hit it out of the park with me. This is wonderful, and I'm really glad that I discovered this in the month of May. I tried quite a few eyeshadow palettes in May, but there were two of them that really impressed the heck out of me. The first one is from ColourPop, and this one's pretty new, but I fell in love with it immediately. This is Aurora Struck. First of all, the color story is right up my alley with all these beautiful, cool, they're not purple so much, they're purple, blue, green, a few grays. They're absolutely beautiful. And the ColourPop shadows, I've really never had a problem with a ColourPop eyeshadow. The formulation is just wonderful. They're beautifully pigmented, they're smooth, they're blendable, they last. The shimmers are so smooth, the mattes are so velvety. I just really love everything about Aurora Struck, and I was really glad that I bought this palette. I like the 30 pan eyeshadow palettes from ColourPop anyway. They usually have a very good variety in them, and this is no exception. This is beautiful, and it's one of my favorites for May. The next one I wasn't really sure about because I had never tried anything from this brand, and it's because the CVS in my little town doesn't carry makeup from Joa. And this eyeshadow palette that I love is from Joa, and I found it at the CVS near my daughter's house in Memphis. And this is one of their Color Hall eyeshadow palettes, and this one is the one in First Dance. I was so impressed with this eyeshadow palette. First of all, it was really affordable, so I didn't think I was going to have a lot of pigment in them. Boy, was I wrong. These things show up so beautifully. They blend out like a dream. They look great on the eyes. And for an eyeshadow palette that cost me, I think 11 bucks, 10 bucks, something like that, you get so many colors and they last all day long. This one right here in the middle, this cream duochrome thing, I haven't really tried it on my eyes yet. It's very intriguing and I'm going to. I haven't really tried it yet. But this eyeshadow palette from Joa, the Color Haul, it's great. I think they have 2 or 3 other color stories, and I picked this one because you know me, I like the pink and I like the purple and I like this color story, but I'll bet the other ones would be just as gorgeous because they are all produced in the same place by the same company, so I'm willing to bet that they would be just as good. And if I can find the other ones, I will be buying them as well. I should have bought them before I left Memphis and didn't get around to doing that, but I love this one. First Dance. Joa really impressed me with this eyeshadow palette. Unfortunately, Joa didn't impress me with the other 2 products that I bought from them. Oh, and that's 2 of my fails, or I said 1.5, but it is 2 things, but they're both from the same company, and it is a foundation and a concealer. The first is the Crystal Glow Peptide Infused Foundation. Now the consistency of this foundation is really nice. It is lightweight. It did blend onto my face very easily, but there's not a big shade selection. And, you know, Joa's not a huge brand, so I mean you can't expect them to have, you know, 50 shades like the big brands do, but still I think there could have been more. The one that I got is FC 050, which is supposed to be fair to light with cool undertones. First of all, this went on pretty warm for me. I didn't notice that it did any favors to my cool undertones. It looked a little bit yellowy as I put it on, and then it oxidized. Yeah, it got more yellow and more orange as time wore on. So it didn't look skin-like, it didn't look natural on me because the undertones and the color itself was so off to begin with, and then the oxidation on top of it with it changing color, it just didn't match me. I think if they had better shade ranges and could do something about that oxidation, this would be a nice foundation because, like I said, the consistency was really good and I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed the blendability. I like the fact that it didn't feel like foundation on my skin at all. It was like I wasn't wearing any makeup. But unfortunately, the undertones, this is not for cool undertones. Even though it says it is, it's not. And then the oxidation where we turned orange and yellow, it just really, no, this was a big fail for me in May. I had high hopes for the concealer too. This is the Perfect Complexion Eye Serum Concealer, and it's got ceramides and peptides in it, so I was really excited about this one. And the shade I got was FC010, which is very fair with cool undertones. Again, it was a little yellowy. It didn't seem to be for cool undertones at all. It was really too warm. However, I got such a light shade for the very fair that it wasn't as big a problem for me as the foundation had been. Since it is an eye serum concealer, it did go on very lightly, so I had to build it up a little bit, but even building it up, I didn't found that it, you know, sunk into any of my fine lines. It didn't accentuate texture. It never did look cakey. The only thing was, after a couple of hours, it started wearing away. And that's just day-to-day stuff that I was doing. And, you know, I wasn't doing anything strenuous. I was just at home, you know, doing things on my computer, you know, doing a little bit of housework here and there. And before I knew it, this had worn away to almost nothing. By the time I took my makeup off that night, after about 8 hours, I didn't look like I had any concealer on at all. And I did set this. I set it with my Fenty setting powder, and it still just wore away. So while this was very promising with the peptides and the ceramides, the eye serum consistency, it just didn't last. And if you've got some major dark circles like I do, you really need a concealer that's going to hang in there for the long haul. Unfortunately, this one from Joa just didn't do it, and that's why it is a fail for the month of May. I found a cream bronzer in May that I absolutely fell in love with, and it's from Milani. This is the Supercharged Cheek and Lip Multi-Stick, and I have mine in the shade Electric Bronze. This is such a beautiful cream bronzer. It's not shiny or sparkly or anything like that, not glittery, but it's not flat either. It just lends a very beautiful luminescence to your skin when you have it on. I put mine on with my finger. It goes on wonderfully and blends in so fast. And this color is just perfect for my very fair, pale complexion. I love this. It took me a while to find some to get my hands on it. I think it's pretty dang popular, and that's why I'm a little bit late to the party on it. But it is a beautiful product, and it has quickly become my go-to cream bronzer. I use it on top of my contour on my cheeks. I use it around my head. I use it on my jawline as well. It is just beautiful and imparts such a beautiful glow to the skin without being heavy, without being cakey. Like I said, it just sinks in and it looks like it's part of your skin. You look like you've been outside and gotten just the nicest little bit of color. It is definitely one of my favorites for May. I am really glad that I found this and was able to pick it up last month. My next favorite is also hard to find because it has just gone completely viral. It took me forever to get it. I had to order it. I had to wait for it to come. And I think I got mine through Amazon. Everything I'm talking about, everything I'm wearing, all of that is going to be linked in the description box below for you. So you can just click on there and find everything without having to go hunting for it yourself if you don't want to. But I'm talking about the Catrice Under Eye Brightener. And even on here it says Instant Awake. And you know what? It does. I've got mine in the shade 010 Rose. First of all, the pink color is very brightening to the skin, but I found out that this goes on over my orange color corrector beautifully to perk up my eyes and to help cover up my dark circles. This doesn't sink into my fine lines and wrinkles. If your dark circles are not as prominent as mine, you could probably get away with using this as your concealer. Now my dark circles these are super power dark circles, so I use the orange color corrector, then I put on the eye brightener, and I still have to put on my concealer to completely cover up the purple blue. But this goes a long way toward helping cover it up, and I don't use as much concealer. I really love this product. It's hydrating. It doesn't dry out my under eyes. I don't know if the claim on it is that it's hydrating, but it is for me. It is so hard to find, but if you can get your hands on this, I highly recommend it. This is a beautiful product. I mean, it's from Catrice, so it is affordable. I think it's like $6, maybe something like that. And honestly, it's worth a whole lot more than $6. This is a wonder product. Definitely one of my favorites for May. And like I said, if you can get your hands on it, grab it. It's worth trying. My other fail for the month of May is a primer blur stick. I was influenced to buy this because I had seen so many people talking about it and they really loved it, and so I got it at Ulta. It was really affordable, and it's from Revolution Pro, and this is the Blur Stick Universal Face Primer. This is supposed to, of course, act as a primer. It says it right there on it. And it is also supposed to blur imperfections like overly large pores and small lines and wrinkles. And you get a whole lot of it. There's a lot in here. And you just put it on your face. And I saw some people say you smooth it out with your fingers. And so I did. I like this. It's hard to articulate why. It's not a bad product. It doesn't work as well as my regular primer, which is the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base, and I also love the Trini London Miracle Blur. Both of those are fantastic. This one didn't blur as well as either of those did, and this dries down to kind of a powdery, like, feel. I don't like that type of feel. And like I said, it didn't blur that well, and I didn't notice the priming was that good either. My makeup didn't really stay put that great with this. It's not that it wore away because, you know, I use setting spray, but it didn't hold it the way my other two favorite primers did. So this was a fail. It just did not work for me. Also, I don't really like this big old stick. And this reminds me of those big old deodorants that we used to use when we were teenagers in the 70s. Remember those? They had all different colors and scents and stuff. I can't remember what they were called. Tickle? Something like that. Anyway, I didn't like this. This doesn't really have a scent. It smells a little bit like crayons, but you know, not overly bad. But no, this was a fail for me. I don't like this. And my final favorite for the month of May, I don't have. I know that sounds funny. I used it when I was in Memphis. It belongs to my daughter Shelly, but I have ordered some for myself. They're just not here yet. And that is the eyeliner stick, the Haze eyeliner from Tint Beauty. Tint is not a very well-known brand. In fact, I had never heard of it until I saw this eyeliner hanging out in Shelly's makeup drawer. And I used the shade Pinot Noir, which was a very deep, dark, plummy burgundy. Absolutely gorgeous. I loved the way that this eyeliner went on. It was soft, it was smooth. I could smoke it out or not. It didn't budge, it didn't transfer. I loved it. So I started looking up Tint Beauty, and they're very small. They don't have a lot. In fact, I think they only have like 3 eyeliner shades. And so I ordered Pinot Noir, the one that I use that belonged to Shelly, and then I ordered one called Forest, which is a very deep dark green. The other one I think they have is a very dark brown, but it seems like Tint makes their products to multitask. Like if you buy the eyeliner, you can also blend it up and have it be eyeshadow. Their cheek and lip, they seem to do double duty. And the foundation that I saw on their website seems to be a very light sheer, more of a tint than a deep foundation. They have been featured in things like Teen Vogue and other teen websites. So I think they're going for the preteens or the teenagers, but so many of those products are also applicable to those of us older. We don't, you know, really want a heavy full coverage foundation. A nice tint would do us most of the time. The eyeliners are fantastic. Haven't tried anything else. I can't wait until the eyeliners get here so I can show them to you in person, but I really loved the eyeliner that I tried at Shelly's, so much so that I ordered 2 for myself. Can't wait till they come in. And so the Tint eyeliner, that was a favorite of mine in the month of May. And there's my faves and fails for May. A little bit late, but better late than never. I hope that you found this helpful. If there's something that you were considering buying, and maybe my review helps out a little bit. And if you do like this type of content, I do hope that you will subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell if you haven't already. And I really do hope that you'll follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm active on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks so much for coming by to spend some time with me today, and I will talk to you next time.